Now that Antifa has been designated as a terrorist organization by Donald Trump and the federal government, they need to send in the National Guard. They need to send in the FBI. They need to send in the Marines, because Portland's gonna get booty ass butt naked wild too.
U.S. President Donald Trump said on Wednesday he was designating the Antifa movement as a terrorist organization.
In the summer of 2020, after the George Floyd incident, Antifa took to the streets, absolutely destroying their own communities in a fit of rage. They burned down buildings. They destroyed local businesses. The police played a very hands-off sort of role and just let this happen to these communities. Good, law-abiding citizens were terrorized. The people that lived in these communities cried out for help and law enforcement failed them, and people lost their trust in the law enforcement agencies that they pay for with their tax dollars that are supposed to defend them and their community against thugs like this. Antifa seemed to die down for a little bit in most areas, but in some areas they seemed very active still, until this situation with Charlie Kirk, where it's become painfully apparent that they still have operatives that are planning out acts of terror and the violence is escalating. But particularly in places like Portland and Seattle, Washington, the violence has never stopped. It has been an ongoing struggle for the local communities and the law-abiding citizens. And of course, very recently, Los Angeles had the very notable No Kings protest, in which people were protesting Donald Trump and ICE and the deportations, and that went crazy in the streets, to the point where Donald Trump had to send in the National Guard and even send in the Marines.
Abolish ICE and free the big booty Latinas!
But in Portland, Oregon, the No Kings protest started, and it just hasn't stopped. It has been every single night that they have been out there in front of the ICE detention center ever since that happened. It's been over 100 days now, and the people that live in the apartments right across the street have not been able to get sleep.
Turn that shit down! It's midnight! I will turn it down. I would love to. You just have to ask nice, and I'm being nice even though you're screaming at me. Fuck you! Okay. I'm coming back every night! I'm destroying and wrecking your shit! Turn it down! We the people need sleep!
There are children and families that live right across from this, and they have loud music, they have bullhorns, they have fireworks, they are getting assaulted, and the police refuse to help them because they don't want to interfere in anything that looks like they would be helping immigration because of the laws in the state of Oregon.
Anti-ICE protesters in Portland, Oregon, rolling out a guillotine, clashing with police and turning the streets into a battlefield outside a migrant detention facility there. It's the latest flashpoint in protests that has stretched nearly 3 months now. A Democrat mayor, Keith Wilson, stands firm on keeping Portland a migrant sanctuary city.
But you have to understand the context of the ways that Antifa has repeatedly attacked Christian groups who have been trying to meet and congregate and find community and do work within their community over the last few months, and how many people have been violated and injured by this.
The FBI is investigating claims that a group of evangelical Christians were targeted, and the White House is responding after violence at a prayer rally in Washington state over the weekend. The mayor blamed Christians for the turmoil at the event, calling it a, quote, far-right rally after a demonstration at Seattle City Hall this week.
So in response, because the mayor put out such a disgusting statement condemning the Christians instead of condemning the Antifa members who attacked them, who came and did lewd sexual behaviors in front of their children, who bombed them with balloons full of piss, they decided they were going to take a protest to City Hall. And that's when things got even weirder.
The prayer rally in Seattle's Cowell Park Saturday quickly turned violent when members from the LGBTQ community and Antifa showed up to protest.
Look at that. I'm going to leave that on screen for a second. That's the fucking op right there. That's the person who wants to come and violently attack people. You have got to be fucking kidding me, bro. Like a retard with green hair who looks like they literally get winded sitting down on the toilet to take a disgusting shit after they eat fast processed food.
One of them actually pulled a knife and threatened a 17-year-old on our side.
Threatening children. That is right on point for Antifa.
And not to mention, while the kids were getting haircuts, there was actually sexually, explicit, lewd acts being done directly in front of the children.
Of course they were doing predatory, pedophiliactic type behaviors while they were just trying to give kids free haircuts. Of course they would show up and start pulling their fucking dicks out and waving them at little kids. Because why wouldn't they? This is Antifa. Now look, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. Fascism is fucked. And the name Antifa comes from anti-fascist.
Antifa, they call themselves anti-fascists. And they wear masks and they carry sticks and helmets and shit, and they
intimidate people.
Exactly,
to stop fascism.
They use fascism to stop fascism.
But they conduct themselves in the literal most fascist way humanly possible while spouting and touting this name, anti-fascist. It is a literal fucking clown show. These are weapons-grade, medically asserted, military-issue retards.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
And they come out here and they'll attack your family. They'll do sex shit in front of your kids. But if you attack them back in a blue state or even just try to defend yourself, the mayor is going to speak out against you while you are literally just exercising your constitutionally protected right to freedom of expression of your religion.
I do want people to know that just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal.
Fuck Washington, fuck Seattle, fuck these blue-haired fucks. This is insane.
It was held in an area with a well-known gay neighborhood at the direction of the city. Ross Johnston, co-leader of the Mayday USA prayer event, tells CBN News they knew there would be protests, but he never expected such violence.
Look at all of the really poorly done, store-bought, colored hair dye.
Multiple police officers were assaulted. There was water balloons with urine being thrown.
So they were assaulting police officers. Literally assaulting the police officers. They're throwing balloons filled with urine. You guys do understand that is like, it could be an attempted murder, it could be assault with a deadly weapon, just depending on how the prosecutor wanted to prosecute that. But instead of actually prosecuting the people who were assaulting police and assaulting families and doing weird ass, disgusting, lewd things in front of kids, the mayor comes out and condemns the people who were innocent.
The FBI is looking into charges of attacks on religious believers. Dan Bongino, the FBI's deputy director, wrote on X Tuesday, "We have asked our team to fully investigate allegations of targeted violence against religious groups at the Seattle concert. Freedom of religion isn't a suggestion."
That's great. Go Dan. Absolutely 1000%. It is not a suggestion. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, these things are fundamental to our country, to what our country was built upon, the principles upon which our Constitution and our freedom rests. But it takes the feds to come in a blue state. When shit like this happens, the state is not going to police these fucking wild, crazy, blue-haired, septum-ringed, fucking horny terrorists that are out there just doing this disgusting shit. The state is not going to handle business, so the feds are literally having to step in. And that's what's going to have to continue to happen. But I wanted to put this out. I wanted people to know what is going on in Seattle. Let's take a look at exactly what type of events Antifa is attacking.
You know, it was crazy. It started on Saturday with a worship event in Cal Anderson Park. And that event has, of course, been labeled by the media as some sort of anti-LGBT type rally, and it wasn't. That event offered free haircuts to kids, free bike giveaways, free groceries for the community, free prayer for people who were in need of it, and then it also incorporated a worship element at the end of that outreach. And that was when we were swarmed by hundreds of Antifa militants. And I'll only correct one thing in the reporting of your story. They weren't throwing water balloons. They were throwing water balloons filled with urine.
So I think that gives us a little bit of an idea of exactly what type of creatures you're dealing with here. These people were literally just practicing their constitutional rights to express their freedom of religion while handing out haircuts, while handing out food, while doing good deeds in their community. And they got assaulted with piss. They got assaulted with violence. And the police came down. The police were assaulted. People were arrested. But did the mayor have the Christians back? No. Full stop, absolutely not. Called them far-right extremists? That doesn't sound like far-right extremist behavior to me, you guys. That sounds like being a good fucking neighbor. And this shit has got to stop. The feds need to step in. Now that Antifa has been designated as a terrorist organization by Donald Trump and the federal government, they need to send in the fucking National Guard. They need to send in the FBI. They need to send in the Marines if these people want to make it go that far out of hand. They need to do this in Seattle. And they're going to have to do this in Portland because Portland's going to get booty-ass, butt-naked wild too. They have to start bringing in some accountability into these blue states that let these people run wild, break laws, do unconstitutional shit, and then the governments in these fucked up states take the side of the literal fucking criminals. The American people, the law-abiding citizens in this country need to be protected, and the state governments are failing to do so. It's time that fucking stops. The feds need to step in and handle this bullshit because these blue states are refusing to protect the kids and the law-abiding citizens in their states. They are failing categorically across the board, and they are celebrating their failures. Like this is something that should be normalized. This shit is not normal. This shit is not okay. And if you agree with me, let me know in the comments. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Get this message out there. I love you guys. I love this country. I appreciate every single person here riding out with me. And until the next one, it's one love, baby. Be good or be good at it.